What is going on, guys? It is BZ Arcade Turbo and welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a super awesome thumbnail for your channel to put on your video to make them look a little bit nicer than just the default thumbnails that YouTube gives you. So in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make a thumbnail about like the one that's on your screen right now. And basically I needed to make a YouTube thumbnail for my video on Clash Royale, and this is the thumbnail I made, and I'm going to be showing you how to make it. So you can start off by like making your own background if you want to, or you can get a background off of Google. So it's really just according to what you want to do. I'm uploading a video right now, so my computer might be a little bit slow, but I hope not. Anyway, right here we're just going to search up in Google Images. You can search black and white patterns, and when it comes up and you go to images, it'll show all of these patterns, and you can download any of these pictures to use as your this is if you're making your own background. You want to get a black and white kind of texture to make it with. So like this one's a pretty cool one right here. Let's see what else there are. We could get one like just a normal diamond one like this, which looks pretty cool. Just black and white checkered diamond type thing. All of these are really good ones that you can use. You can just scroll through these and pick whichever one you'd like. But for this video, I'm just going to use, how about this one right here? This one doesn't look that bad. And you just want to make sure it's not blurry, doesn't have anything you don't want on it. And then you just right click it, click save image as, and then you can name it whatever you want. I'm just going to name it black and white. I'm just going to name it black and white. That's what we're going to leave it as. Alright, so once you've done that, you're going to want to open up Adobe Photoshop. That is what we are using for this tutorial. If you do not have it, you can look up on YouTube how to get it, and there should be some ways to get it. And it shouldn't be that hard to get. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my Adobe. And it might take a while to load up since I am uploading a video right now, so it might take a while before it comes up. But we'll see. If it takes too long, I will just make a cut and come back when it's all the way up. Okay guys, so it didn't take too long and it is up now. So if you're making your own from scratch, you can go ahead and hit File and then hit New, and you're going to want to make a complete background just of complete white. And you can make, and what it'll do is whatever you put in here, it'll make this white. And so I just do 1080 by 720, 600 resolution, and click OK, because it really doesn't matter too much on that, but you do want it to fit in this YouTube screen at when it goes on YouTube. So just click this maximize button to put it like into the window that Photoshop's like the main window. Then you can choose whatever color you want your background to be. So I want mine to be this kind of green color right here. So I'm just going to hit OK, and that's like a lime green color. And then I'm going to get the paint bucket tool and just put the whole screen as this color right here. Okay guys, then you're going to want to create a new layer by clicking this button down here, and just on your new layer go to your gradient tool and click on the circle gradient right here, and you can make your own gradient where it's transparent on the left side and black on the right side. So you would just do that. It starts off having them exactly opposite like this, so all you have to do is move this one down and move this one this way, and it swaps it like that. And then you just hit save, and you can save it as whatever you want, and then hit OK. And then just start from the middle of the screen and drag it all the way out as far as you want it to go. And for me that looks pretty good, so I'm just going to keep it like that. And you can put whatever on the screen you want. So what I'm also going to do is make a new layer, and I'm going to drag this layer just, whoops, what is that? That's not what I want to do. So we're going to drag this layer just below the other one, and I'm going to add my pattern on here. So I'm going to click File right here, and then click Place to put a new one in, and then my black and white pattern right here I'm going to place, and there it is. So I'm going to drag it out so that it fits my screen, the canvas that I'm using. Make sure it fits, because all of them won't fit, and probably most of them won't fit because they're not the right. I guess they're never the right resolution on Google Images for some reason. But yeah, once you have that on there, just click your mover tool, and it'll ask you to place. You just click place, and then you can go up to your layers over here and right click on that, and then click blending options right here, and it'll bring up this window, and you just change the opacity, or opacity, I don't know why I said opacity, it's the opacity. You can change it down to where you can just see the pattern on the green. So you see that, how you can just now see the pattern. I say 15 is normally the best to do it on for me, but you can put it at whatever you want according to how bright you want it. And then on this you can put whatever you want. So I'm gonna put like maybe some Clash Royale chests, and I'm gonna need to put that on a transparent background if I want it to show up good. So what I'm gonna do is search Clash Royale chest transparent background, like that, and then click on Google Images, and it should have a picture of a chest with a transparent background like this. So you can just click save image as, and we'll just do magical chest trans background, and you can just delete these off your computer afterwards. It doesn't matter. I'm probably going to delete it when I am through with it, but you can leave this up or delete it or whatever you want to do to it, and then go back to Adobe, and then click File and Place, just like with the other one, and then click on your new downloaded file, which should be named whatever you named it, and I named mine Magical Chest Trans Background. There it is, and I didn't select it. There we go. Place, and now we have it on here. So I'm just gonna put maybe 4 of these on the screen. So I'm gonna make it the size that I want it to be on the screen, like this, and then place it in. Then I'm gonna take the select tool and copy this on this layer, and I'm gonna select it with the select tool like this, and then hit Control C to copy it, and then Control V to paste it, and I'm going to just paste it 4 times. So that was once, twice, 3 times, and then the 4th one. And then the original layer right here, you can just delete it. And now you have 4 chests right here that you can use. So I'm going to go to my mover tool, put one up here, Control T, and if you hit Control T, that puts this little box around it where you can move it the way you want. I'm going to move this one to where it's kind of like this, and I'm going to move, and then once you're done with that, just hit your mover tool again and hit apply to leave it like that. Then select another one, and then hit Control T, twist it the way you want it to be. I'll put mine like this over here, and then go back and just do that to all of them, just like this. Okay, so now that I have them placed where I want them to be placed, you can move them around. Make sure you have your auto select layer on so that whichever one you go to, it automatically selects that chest, just to make it a little bit easier on you to do. I always keep mine on that, and yeah, so once you have this done, you can put text there or whatever else you want to do. And so I am just going to put text, so I'm going to grab the text tool right here, click on the screen, and I'm just going to type in here, let's get a different text that has a bunch of fonts on here, but if you want to, you can download your own and put them on here. And if you don't know how to do that, you could probably search it on YouTube, and there's probably a tutorial. I don't really know, but it's not the hardest thing to do. You just download it and put it into a folder, and it's there. So let's see what this text looks like. You can choose whichever one you want and see what they look like. This one's kind of weird. This one's like a fancy type thing. I don't really want that. So let's go select another one, and then once you have found the perfect one, you can just use that one and start typing. Also, before you start typing, make sure it's in the color that you want it to be in. And since I have a green background here, a color that would probably look good on green is probably red, or maybe like a teal blue, pink. I guess I'm just gonna go with the red. That's honestly fine. And why is that so dark? Is it because of this layer? Yep, it's because of that layer. But alright, so also, yeah, you do want your shaded layer probably only above your background parts right there, and you can move the rest to however you want it to be, but like whichever layers you want to be on top of the other. So I'm just gonna put my text layer on top, and I'm gonna type in, let's say, yeah, let's just keep the red, and I'll do just a normal type of, I like this one, so we'll just do so many chests, just like this, and put a space here so that that's centered up, and then actually we'll put exclamation marks on the end and backspace that, and then you can get your mover tool and click on it and click Control T to adjust the size. So when you're adjusting the size of anything and you click on this corner piece, it can squish around like this, and y'all might be having problems with that. If you want to keep it exactly the same, you can hit shift and hold shift while you move it, and it won't let you squish it down or anything like that. So I'm gonna put it right about here, and that right there has a big space in between the text, and I don't really like that big space there. So if you don't want that there, you can just click on your text tool. You have to hit apply first, and then you can just backspace one all the way like that, and then start down here with a new one, a brand new text, and it doesn't want to let me text. Hold up. So click your mover tool and then click the text again to make a different one, and then on this one you can just put chests like that and exclamation marks. Then you can get your mover tool with this one and Control T and put it however you want it. So I'm going to put mine a little bit bigger than the top text, the so many, and put it about like this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it look a little bit more 3D. So to make the different pieces look more 3D, go down here to your layers, click on a layer, and then click your right click on your mouse, and then go to blending options. And this brings up this little window right here, which lets you adjust everything like we were doing before with the opacity, but instead we're going to add effects. So the first thing we're going to add is a drop shadow. So click on the word drop shadow and not just the little box. If you just check the little box, it will not let you go to the editing like portion. So click on the whole word, and it'll bring up this right here, and it puts kind of the default pattern on them already, but that doesn't look too good because you can barely even see that it's there. So I'm going to change the angle a little bit to about 140 is what I like to use, or maybe 135, and then you can just add whatever you want on here. So like opacity more, distance a little bit more, spread, touch more, and then the size a good bit more. So you see this chest right here, how it's kind of got a 3D, more of a 3D feel to it because it has the shadow there. So I can change it, and the size makes it more blurry and bigger, and see the less size you have, the less blurry it is. But if it's gonna look like realistic, you need it to have blur there. And then your spread kind of makes it, it's hard to explain, it's kind of the opposite of size. It makes it bigger, but it makes it thicker instead of more blurry. So you can make it like that right there. That looks pretty good. And once you have that like you want it, just click on the next thing, which is bevel and emboss, which adds like a bright shadow on the side that the light should be coming from, and a dark shadow on the light that the light on the side that the light is making shade. So once you have this, I would put the depth up a pretty good bit to maybe 600, and then the size to whatever you want. On objects like chest or a gun or something that you're putting in your thumbnail, you don't want the size up much, but you do want the soften up much on objects like that. So it kind of looks like that and has a 3D feel, and then you can just click OK to save it. Now, that would take forever to do that on all 4 chests, so we're just going to copy and paste it by right-clicking a layer, clicking Copy Layer Style, and then just clicking Paste Layer Style on all of the other ones. And boom, you have them all done, and they look super 3D. Now, the text is a little bit different, so we're just going to go to the chest text layer and go to the blending options and click on the drop shadow, and you can put whatever you want on this. I like to put opacity all the way up. Let's change our distance some, spread up a little bit, size up a little bit, and the text, you can actually make it a lot less blurry and it still look good. I mean, really, text, you can make it where it doesn't even look like a shadow, it just looks like kind of a backdrop in a way, like this kind of does, and I like that look. And then you can make this size a little bit more, spread a little bit less to make it a bit more blurry, like that, and that looks pretty good. But you might want to turn the opacity down a little bit so you can see what's behind it. And you can just adjust these however you want. Just make sure the angle's the same on everything you do so that it looks more realistic. And that's pretty much it. That looks good for that. So go to stroke, which is an outline, and you can put your outline in any color. I like to do like either solid white or solid black outline. For this one, I'm going to do a white outline, and I'm going to make it 2 pixels big, so it's not super noticeable, but you can tell it's there. Then bevel and emboss, just like the other one. Click on it, and then you can turn your size up, your depth up, and as you can see, it starts to look a little bit more 3D. And for text, I suggest not having your soften up very much, and that right there looks pretty good. So I'm just going to click. Actually, I don't want quite as much of an outline. I just want maybe 1 pixel, which is barely even noticeable, like that. And on this one, make sure the opacity is all the way up, I would suggest, and that looks pretty good. I still think 2 might look better though, so we'll go with 2. And that looks pretty good, so we're gonna just copy this, copy layer style, and paste layer style on that one right there. And I don't know what layer 8 is. Okay guys, so one thing I did want to mention, I didn't even show you how to save it, which you probably knew how to save it, but just in case, click save, go to the file right here, click save as, right there, and then you can make sure you change this file to JPEG. That's what I found is best for YouTube. And then on this you can just type in whatever you want to save it to, or save it as, sorry. I'm going to save it as chests, thumbnail, like that. And just click save, and it's going to ask you for quality. I put it on 5 for YouTube, and that's normally works out fine. It still looks like it's HD because it's super small and you don't really need a large quality, and I don't even know if YouTube can do a really high quality, but you can just save it like that, and then it's in the folder that you saved it into. So now let's get right back to what I was saying. So we're going to delete this layer. Hopefully it's not something important, and it wasn't. I didn't see anything move. So this is what I'm going with right now, and you can just really use this stuff to make any type of thumbnail. And if you want any more tutorials on things like this and how to use Adobe Photoshop CS2, you can comment that down in the description, and I will try to make a video on that as soon as possible. But that is all for this video, so if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe, and until next time, peace out.